All right. Hello and welcome back, everyone, to this newest episode of Slow Damage. Last week, our episode cut off with us realizing that Hayato's mother has stolen money from Kotaro's job and fled and left Hayato behind. And now if Kotaro finds the mother, he's going to, X her. Which means we don't know where Hayato is and we don't know how to take care of him. And since we're Toa, we don't really seem to care all that much. But I have a feeling that Hayato will have been picked up by Taku or something like that. So let's get right back in there and see what happens to the little boy, because that's all I care about at the minute, honestly. After Roost closed, I hopped on the back of Ray's motorcycle and rode it to the clinic, obviously, as you can hear. Sound works again for me, by the way. I just had to close the application and start again. As we headed to the entrance, I pulled my phone from my coat pocket. It was an email from Eiji. He was reporting back on his findings regarding whether Asakura had visited that child. Oh god, no. Well, we jump right into it, don't we? The conclusion, yes. There were even eyewitnesses. He's the doctor there. Okay, he's the doctor there. I think he sort of confessed to us somehow, but I don't think he's done anything yet. I think it's just like what he would like to do, but he isn't going to. It's what it kind of feels like. I don't know. We'll see. He hasn't finished speaking. It sounded like damning evidence, but there's probably more to it than that. Then we stepped inside the clinic. There we found Taku sitting in the empty waiting room, drinking a can of coffee. No Hayato? Welcome home. How was the party?
大盛況よ。みんなベロベロに酔っちゃってなかなか帰らないから追い出すのが大変だったわ。
Would have been better if Taku was there, wouldn't it? A massive success! Everybody got shit-faced and refused to go home. So we had a hell of a time for kicking them all out. That's a success. And Asakura was there. At this, Taku's expression stiffened. Dr. Asakura? Was he drinking alone? No, he actually sat next to me. It wasn't me, it was him. Yeah, apparently he's letting that kid live at his house. So he's letting Hayato live at his house? Hayato stays with him? Hayato-kun?
Hayato-kun ってチャリティーイベントで朝倉先生が連れてた子よね。面倒を見てるっていうのは
Hayato-kun's that boy who was with Dr. Asakura at the charity event, right? They're living together? Oh god, thank god, thank god, thank god, thank god, thank god, thank god.
母親がほとんど面倒を見ないらしくてな。朝倉先生のところへよく遊びに行ってるらしい。
I've heard his mum's a deadbeat. That's why he spends so much time with Dr. Asakura instead. Is she a deadbeat? I thought she was just, in a shady line of work. I don't know. But then again, you wouldn't leave your kid if that's the only thing. I thought that maybe she at least loved him because she, hugs and cries and stuff. I kind of, hope that she would be the kind of mother, that's in over her head and tries to do whatever she can for that kid, that even though she doesn't really have a lot to give, but she gives everything she can. That's kind of what I thought, I was hoping would be his mother would be what his mother is like. But I'm guessing I'm being a bit naive about that. Let's just hope that Dr. Asakura is not tempted or anything and sees him as an angel anytime soon. Then he should be fine, right? As fine as you can be. Oh, I see. Ray frowned sadly. So, did Asakura tell you he's looking after Hayato-kun? Yeah, he initiated this conversation. Gotcha! Isn't that weird, Isn't that a step toward progress? Did he say anything else? He asked me if I had any special interests. Special interests? Like what? Frowning, Taku murmured in contemplation. Asakura used to be a little too affectionate with kids. That's how the rumors about him got started, right? Right. What do you think? I fixed Taku with a probing look.
変な噂ってそれじゃもしかして隼人君は
Wait, what? Rumors? Are you saying like he and Hayato-kun? No. Rei shot Taku a worried look. Taku remained silent for a moment, then finally resigned himself to speak.
まだそうだと決めつけるのは早い。朝倉先生は何かものすごく追い詰められてるのかもな。
It's too early to jump to any conclusions, but Dr. Asakura might be struggling with something.
どうして？
What makes you say that?
チャリティーイベントの時もそうだったが、こっちに対する態度がかなり辛辣だっただろう。
Remember his antagonistic attitude toward us at the charity
そう
event?
ね。確かに。
Oh, yeah, totally.
朝倉先生はルーストへ自ら行くような人間じゃない。なのに店でトアに話しかけて、しかも特殊な趣味だなんだと聞くのは。
Dr. Asakura is not the kind of guy who would go to Roost of his own free will, but then he is. So why would he go there and ask Toa about his special interests? Because he's struggling with something, and he doesn't know how to handle it. Makes me think there's gotta be something more to
気
it.
になるのか。
I'm surprised you care, says Toa.
仮にも先輩だからな。
I mean, the guy was my senpai, you know?
子供好きが集まる専門の店ってのがあって、朝倉はその店に出入りしてるらしい。
Apparently, there are eyewitnesses claiming that Asakura visited a brothel. What? Instantly, Taku's expression
も
hardened.
しその話が本当だとしたら、時間の問題かもしれんな。今はまだ何も起きていないというだけで。
If that's true, then maybe it's only a matter of time. He's bound to try something sooner or later. Or maybe... I don't know. I realize that it's just me not wanting this to be in my video game. But also, like, aren't, you know, these kinds of people, like these kind of predators, aren't they usually narcissists? From what I know, they are usually very narcissistic and, like... internal about their feelings, kind of like if something happens, they're always like, oh, why is this happening to me, instead of like, oh, I should have done this differently, or I have a problem. They don't really see it as this is a problem, I shouldn't do this. They see it more as a, why is this happening to me, I'm a good person, I wouldn't do this, right? You know what I'm trying to get at? It's kind of like they he seems too altruistic to be that, you know? Too reflective. But, I don't know, maybe... I mean, it's just... It's not all of them, obviously. And it's also just a video game. But I kind of don't want this to be real. And I feel like, yeah, Asakura hasn't done anything, but maybe he is going to try something sooner or later, and we should step in. But I kind of still have the hope that it doesn't have to be children for him, but it's more like the idea of someone pure. So it could also be an adult as long as they're not, you know, as long as they're his ideal. It's my hope here. God, the more I talk about this, the less I believe myself.
場合によっては、隼人君を保護する必要がある。
We may need to take Hayato-kun into our custody. Yes, please. Please! In a blink, Taku had completely changed his tune about Asakura. Rei looked at me in trepidation. Maybe you could sense the tension simmering just beneath the surface.
朝倉先生は悩んでるんでしょ？困ってるからルーストに来たり、トアに話しかけたりしたんじゃないの？
But, I mean, Dr. Asakura probably knows that it's wrong. That's why he went to Roost to ask Toa for help, right? Did he ask for my help, though?
だったら、まずは朝倉先生と話した方が。
In that case, we should go to him and sit him down and just take the child from him if he knows it's wrong. He would give you the child, right? Although he doesn't trust Taku for shit.
こういうのは理屈や理性で止められるようなもんじゃない。年派もいかない子供に対して、そういう感情を抱くのは。
This ain't that kind of thing that can be solved through rational debate. If he has those kinds of feelings for someone whose age is in the single digits, oh god. Ew!
異常者だ。
He's a freak. Yeah, no, more than that. More than that. I love that word, freak. That's not, you know, no. His low growl echoed through the room. He's worse than that, if that's the case. Something was clearly off.
それを言ったらこの町にいる人間はみんな同じ穴の無地なだろ
He's not special. Everyone who lives in this city is a freak. Exactly.
Okay.
He's worse than a freak. Including you, Taku. Well, Toa. I spoke matter-of-factly. Flustered, Taku pursed his lips.
すまん。少し言い過ぎた。
Sorry, I crossed the line with that. Maybe he was just upset about the less than savory news regarding an old acquaintance. Well, I think it's about the children, honestly. His smoke swayed, slowly changing its color to match his emotions.
タク、ちょっと疲れてるんじゃない？
Taku, I think maybe the fatigue is getting to you. Ray looked at Taku in concern. Apparently he and I were on the same page.
いや、
Like his ear is like flaring up and all that. Nah, I'm okay. Are you? He downed his drink, tossed the empty can in the trash, and left the
本
waiting
当に
room.
大丈夫かしら？
He says he's okay. I don't know if I believe that. Ray's voice was a quiet
どう
mutter.
だろうな
Me either. We should go get the kid. As I spoke, I stared down the hallway at Taku's retreating back. Let's stay focused, please. Hello? What is happening now? Ray and I are gonna get the kid? The next afternoon. Wait, they just slept on it? Normally I only traveled with the bare minimum in my pockets, but today I was carrying a tote bag. I want to see that. As I headed to the park. The pain and swelling in my ankle had receded considerably, so I could walk on it again as long as I didn't put too much weight on it. Where is Hayato? Please be here at the park. At the park, I could see a handful of children playing on the playground, their mothers engaged in idle gossip nearby. A short distance away, I could see a man in a black suit standing in the shade of a tree, looking entirely overdressed. Probably a Takasato thug. Or maybe it's our guy. I looked out at the children, scanning each of them in turn. If the Takasatogumi had them staked out, then that meant Hayato's there. Sure enough, Hayato was there, playing in the sandbox. His mother had run off with the money from the store Kotaro was in charge of. Once I confirmed that Hayato was there, I walked to an empty bench and sat down. As I watched him, I pulled my sketch bag and pencil set from my tote bag. Are we drawing Hayato? Hayato didn't try to play with the other kids. Instead, he kept to himself. His smoke was pale yellow. Poor baby. There was a reason I had wanted to find this kid. This morning, when I was having my usual smoke, his face suddenly rose to my mind, and I felt maybe I should go and help him. Every now and then, I would have these sudden flashes of something that bothered me. Well, it's almost like you're human. So what was bothering me this time? It was that curiosity that brought me to this park, hoping Hayato would be there. Maybe the thing that's bothering you is that you should help him, you know? Really, really should help him. Alternatively, if he wasn't there, I figured I'd sketch some other kids and try to work it out that way. I ran my pencil over the paper as I watched Hayato quietly build his sandcastle. Then, partway into my sketch, he spotted me. Oh, he saw me drawing and frowned, puzzled. Then he lost interest and went back to his project. Really? He's not gonna engage us? Or so I thought, but then he got to his feet and ran straight over to me. Yeah. Oh, that's such a cute drawing. Look at his little... Oh, I pretended not to notice. I didn't want him to bugging me. Oh my god, are you fucking kidding me? He came to a stop right in front of me and peeked at my sketch pad. What are you doing? His voice was innocent, a faint hint of a lisp.
絵を描いてる
Drawing a picture. I answered without looking up.
何を書いてるの？
What are you drawing?
子供
Little kids.
僕のことも書いてた？
Even me?
さあな
Especially you, maybe. The next thing I knew, he moved right up beside me, so close that our thighs touched. Would it kill you to do something with this kid, you know, draw together or whatever? He leaned against my arm and peered closely at my sketch pad. Oh, he's so cute. His faint yellow smoke wavered right in front of me. Again, I felt the same inexplicable emotions I'd felt this morning when his face came to mind. Maybe it reminds you of yourself?
優しいか
Is Dr. Asakura nice to you? I asked quietly as I continued to draw.
とっても優しいよ。
Yeah, he's really nice.
朝倉先生のこと好きか
Do you like him?
大好き。
Yeah, I love him. Hayato answered enthusiastically. You're too naive for this world. But, I mean, how old is Hayato? He's like 6? He smelled faintly sweet, like candy. I hate this. Suddenly my pencil felt still. Hayato was touching my face. His little index finger was tracing the scar that sneaked across the bridge of my nose. When I looked up from my sketch pad, I found him staring at me with puppy dog eyes.
ねえ、この傷どうしたの？
How did you get hurt there? He fumbled over his words as he stroked my scar.
痛いの？
Does it hurt? Then something touched my thigh. I looked down and realized he was propping himself up with his other hand.
足も怪我してるの？
Does your leg hurt too? He rubbed my thigh with his little hand. This kid. He looked up at me, his lips slightly parted, his brow forward. I hate this entire description and situation. I had no interest in children, but if I put myself in the mindset... Ew! Please! God. I'm sorry. Can I please just... Can we just skip this? He was so close, he was starting to make me uncomfortable. But before I could push him away...
Hayato-kun!
Hayato-kun! An alarmed voice shouted his name. I looked over to find Asakura standing there in shock, shoulders heaving. What's up? He walked straight over to the bench and gently pulled Hayato's head against his chest. The boy clung to him gleefully.
急に姿が見えなくなったからびっくりしたよ。
You disappeared on me, nearly gave me a heart attack. Yeah, you sure did
先生
give
が
me
忙
one
しそう
too.
だったから公園で遊んでようと思ったの。
You were busy, so I went to play at the park.
ちゃんと言わないとダメだって言っただろ。
I told you, you need to let me know first. Asakura scolded him gently, then glared at me. Why are you glaring at me?
どうしてここに？
What are you doing here? What? Why? Why are we glaring? What? What have I done to you? What? I held up my sketchpad in a do your eyes work gesture. He frowned, hesitant.
絵を描くのか？
You draw?
ああ、
Yeah.
ここで何を描いてたんだ？
What are you drawing here? I flipped the sketchpad open to the page I was just at. Asakura sucked in a breath.
天使だ。
Oh my god. Oh my. Oh my god. I can't do this. I can't do this, bro. I can't do this. He murmured quietly, his eyes glued to the drawing of
天
Hayato.
使。
Angels. I repeated the word meaningfully, and he looked at me in surprise. He must have said it unconsciously. His eyes slowly sharpened, and panic set in. Hayato, why don't you get away from that man? But you shouldn't stay with Toa either. Without another word, he turned and started guiding Hayato away. Hayato frowned up at him,
先
confused.
生、お家に帰るの？
Doctor, are we going home?
先生の病院に帰るんだよ。
We're going back to the hospital. Yeah, that's a good idea.
お兄ちゃん、バイバイ。
Oh, bye-bye, big brother, he called us. Mister. He waved at me, then headed off with Asakura. As they retreated into the distance, I felt my suspicions turn to conviction. Asakura and Hayato were a catastrophic combination. Absolutely. Absolutely catastrophic. We need to stop. Please? But if Asakura didn't get help for his problem, it was Hayato who would pay the price. Exactly! Exactly! Especially if Asakura saw Hayato as his own personal angel. He doesn't, right? Something had to be done before he lost control. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Maybe Hayato should go to I don't know. We don't know anyone who could take care of him. You know, maybe I was thinking maybe Ray, but like even him, right? It's at night. I was lying on the sofa, staring at the ceiling and smoking a cigarette when my phone buzzed. I sat up and grabbed it off the coffee table. Another one of those religious poems. Oh, Jesus. You are the only one who can save me. I cannot bear it any longer. Heavenly Father, I beg of you, answer my prayer before it's too late. And an image, JPG. This time the sender attached a file to the email. It was a photo of an angel doll with its wings clipped off. An ordinary Christmas tree ornament from the looks of it. But the doll was lying on a work desk with its wings torn out. We need to do something as soon as possible. Child angel. A desire to have my own personal angel. Those were his exact words. I rose to my feet and crushed my cigarette in the ashtray. Then I pulled on my coat and stuffed my phone in my pocket. So we have to become that angel for him, right? That's kind of like what Toa does to his art models, right? I recognized the desk in his photo. It's the clinic. I left my apartment, took the elevator to the ground floor, and was on my way to the exit when Taku walked out from the waiting room. Oh god, I can barely focus on... Ah! Koki! I'm sorry, guys. It's my cat. I can barely focus because of the subject matter, and then my cat is like, yeah, let's just skip everything. My cat is always right, is what I'm trying to get at, okay? Backlog. Oh, and my game crashed. Great. Okay, I'm back. God. Sorry for my cat. He was right, but I'm gonna have to ignore his decision. I left my apartment, took the elevator to the ground floor, and was on my way back to the exit when Taku walked out from the waiting room. Apparently he had stayed late tonight. Where are you going at this time of night?
Takanouchi.
Takanouchi Medical Office. What for?
朝倉からユーフォリア宛てにメールが来た。
Euphoria just got an email from Asakura, and Euphoria is the hero who's always out to help.
朝倉先生から？どういうこと？
From Asakura Sensei? What are you talking about?
今回が初めてじゃない。前から何通もだ。
This isn't the first one either. He sent a bunch. I pulled my phone out of my pocket and showed him the email with the attachment. Yeah, alarming stuff. He frowned dubiously.
どうしてこれが朝倉先生だと分かったんだ？
How do you know this is from him? I heard him mutter something to this
他にも
effect.
判断材料がある。
Circumstantial evidence, yeah.
もし違ったらどうする？
What if you're wrong? Then I'm wrong. Who cares?
朝倉だ。
I'm not. It's him. Yeah, I'm also very, very sure it's him. But even if this is real, right? I would still be sure that it is him. And even if it wasn't, who cares? You have to act on it. He let out a conflicted sigh.
お前、足の怪我もまだ治ってないんだぞ。それでも一人で行く気なのか？
Your ankle hasn't fully healed, you know. You sure you want to go there alone? Yeah, I need to. Frankly, he knew better than to think he could stop me. His lips twisted in a defeated grimace.
分かった。終わったら連絡しろ。一線は越えるなよ。絶対に。
All right, get in touch when it's over, and for God's sake, don't go too far. So, is this already, like, shortly before we do a new painting? Are we already almost done with this chapter? Seriously? It feels like we're in the middle of something. But the way Taku is speaking, it's like this is the final confrontation between Euphoria and his muse, right? Judging by the last chapter? Is this chapter already almost over? What? I feel like this entire chapter I was just like tensely waiting for what I'm thinking to turn out not to be true or to be remedied, you know, before anything bad happens. So it's kind of like, it's already over? What? In other words, don't get yourself killed. As always. I nodded my assent, then left the building. Well, exhaling white frog, I looked up at the pitch black sky. Asakura was now extremely emotionally volatile. Right for the picking. He was so desperate for help, he was grasping at straws. If I didn't take action, he might really clip an angel's wings. Yeah. Okay. This is insanely hard. This is insanely hard to play and all that, so... God, I can't wait for this to be over. And the perfect candidate was close at hand. We need to save him. In fact, he was probably with him right this very moment. Hopefully not. But could Euphoria truly save him? Or... let's hope so. If I head over now, I can still make it in time. Asakura is at Takanouchi waiting for Euphoria. Is he actually waiting for Euphoria? Oh my god, directed exploration. Guess I'll go see Asakura. Directed exploration. So we can only go here. So why is it an exploration at all? Huh? Current location. And this is the place. Huh? And exploration. What? Asakura is at Takanouchi. Judging from his emails, the good doctor's at its limits. It's only a matter of time before he loses control. The photo he sent to me was taken in the exam room at Takanouchi, and if a certain someone is with him, he might make his move. I'd better hurry. Okay, why is this an exploration thing? Just take us there, you know? It's not like it does anything. What? You know what? I know it sucks. I know it sucks. But I feel like the segment that's coming up is really long. And I kind of don't want to make this episode really long. I would like my episodes to be shorter, actually, than an hour. Because it's always difficult to do 1 hour episodes. It's easier to make them shorter. Okay, let's get in there for a little bit. Okay, let's just get in there for a little bit. The front entrance at Takanouchi Medical Office displayed a sign that read, "No more appointments available today." I looked at it for a long moment and put my hand on the knob. Wouldn't it be closed, actually? They usually lock up, right? Surprisingly enough, it opened. Yeah, okay. But he probably left the door open hoping someone would come. So I walked in. The main lights were all off, leaving only the faint illumination of the emergency lights. Moving quickly, I cut across the waiting room to the hallway. Okay, so are there no patients in? Is it just a clinic with like no patient rooms in that aspect, you know? So there's... What I'm trying to say is that it's not an overnight hospital. One of the doors had been left ajar and light was streaming out from within. A Hayato and him in there? I walked right up to it and peered inside. Ugh! I could see a man in a lab coat standing beside a boy lying on an operating table. What? A silver tray was placed atop the utility cart beside him. In addition to the usual scalpel, forceps, and rubbing alcohol, I could see what looked like stainless steel rods. Ew! Is he giving him wings like I thought? I vaguely recognized them from my last visit. Hello, cat. Welcome back. Oh, look at us. We look menacing. Ironically, we're the safest person in this room. I slowly entered the room, then purposely shut the door loudly. Oh, wow. He just shat his pants in surprise. The man in the lab coat flinched and whirled around. It was Asakura. Who else? Lying on the operating table was none other than Hayato. Again, who else? You. His eyes widened in shock, his colorless lips trembling. Can't bear it any longer, huh? As I quoted the email, confusion rose in his eyes. Oh, I see. It's you. So you're after kids, is that it? Ew. Grimacing, Asakura bit his lip and looked at Hayato.
私が子供に手を出す人間だと思っているんだろう。村瀬からそう聞いたか。
So you think I'm a child too? Is that it? Is that what Murase told you?
違うのか。
Are you saying you aren't?
違う。少なくとも今この時までは。
No, I'm not. At least not right now. Ew! He wrapped an arm around himself tightly.
自分でもよくわからないんだ。私は確かに子供が好きだ。心底可愛いと思う。だが手にかけたことは一度もない。
I don't entirely understand it myself. I do like children. I sincerely find them cute. But I've never touched them in that way. I should hope so. I should
あ
hope
れも
so.
噂を流された。以前に勤務していた病院で同僚や患者の親御さんからそういう目で見られるようになって。
I don't understand where these baseless rumors started, but then everyone at my old job started looking at me like I was a monster. I don't know. It's just, I do see where they have started, but please tell me what the fuck you are, if that isn't it.
私はこの町へ逃げてきた。今度は同じことを繰り返さないようにしようと。そう誓ったのに。
That's why I fled to the city. I promised myself I wouldn't let the same thing happen again.
ダメだった。
What?
欲求を消し去ることができなかった。
Huh? But it happened anyway. I couldn't shake the desire I feel. What is it that you want? I'm so fucking lost. Do you just want to body modify them? Do you want them to look like that painting? Is that it? Kind of like Mad Father, where you wanted Aya to be a doll? Is that what you want? Is that the whole thing here? I'm so... Just fucking say what you want! Say it! He let out a shaky breath. I just...
私にはわからないんだ。
Is he crying? Sorry, I just noticed. Is he fucking
子供に
crying?
対してそういう感情を抱いてしまう人間なのか。
I just don't know anymore. Am I really children?
それとも疑われたせいで過剰に意識してしまっているだけなのか。
Or am I just paranoid because other people think I am? Huh? I'm so lost. I'm so fucking lost. What is it that he wants, really? I don't understand this. After he finished spilling his guts, he looked at me with pained eyes. Does Toa understand
決し
this?
て子供を傷つけたいとは思っていない。断じて。なのに私の心が求めるんだ。私だけの天使が欲しいと。
I don't want to hurt children, I promise you that. And yet, my heart yearns for an angel of my very own. What does that mean? Do you want to murder children and, like, modify their bodies to make them look like angels? Is this it? Is that it? Because you're right now trying to attach metal wings to a child. Is that what you're trying to do here? Is this what angel of your very own means? Elaborate this fucking sentence.
天使というのは
Cookie.
精神的な話ではなく本当に羽を生やしてみたいんだ。人間の背中に物理的に。
Like, I'm so distressed that my cat is freaking out. My cat is noticing the tension because I'm so fucking distressed. Oh, I want this to be over. And I'm not speaking in the spiritual sense. I want to put wings on a human's back, physically. Thank you! That's what I've been thinking! Couldn't we have established this from the very beginning without going down this fucking disgusting rabbit hole? He shot a sidelong glance at the stainless steel rods on a silver tray. You know, there are wings that look surprisingly real. I had a pair of those. They were insanely expensive. And you can just attach them to the back without hurting anyone. You know, you could do that. Wings. Was I off base, or were those rods meant to serve as the framework for the wings? His lips twisted in a self-deprecating sneer.
ふざけた話だろ。本当にバカバカしい。稚拙な願望だ。それでもどうしても止められない。
Stupid, isn't it? Truly absurd. What an infantile desire to have. And yet, it seems I cannot stop myself. So you just want to do body modifications. You want to give people wings. That's it. That was it from the very beginning. My god, why did they have to frame it in this way, right? Why? Why did they have to make this whole thing when it was this simple from the very beginning? He had finally reached rock bottom. I looked at his face in profile. Is Toa gonna let him put wings on his back?
だったらその子供は何
That
な
would
の
look amazing, honestly. Toa with wings, can you imagine that? So what are you planning to do to him?
これは
Well, Asakura looked at Hayato lying there on the operating table and faltered.
彼は確かに
Is he out? Like, is he...
私の中の天使像に最も近い。天使は大体子供の姿をしているだろう。
I admit he's the closest thing to my ideal angel. I mean, they're usually depicted as children, aren't they? I mean, it depends on the media. I like my angel's adult size, okay? It depends on what angel... You know, angels actually, if you knew what biblical angels look like, Asakura. But, like, I mean, the paintings of, like, Michael and all that, right? And Uriel, they're all men, right? Adult people, but adult men. Cherubs aren't even angels. I think they're like below angels in like the hierarchy or whatever. So if you're going for angels, then maybe you should go for adult grown men, right?
だが彼を傷つけたいわけじゃない。だから
But I don't want to hurt him, so
羽を生やすのは別にそいつじゃなくてもいいってことか。
you'd happily put wings on someone other than him?
ああ
Yes. Well, then aren't you glad that I am here? That's what Euphoria is for. Then do it to me. Yeah. Huh? Is that my Katze? He looked at me in utter confusion.
ユーフォリア宛てにメールしたのはその願望をどうにかしたかったんだろ。
You sent those emails to Euphoria because you wanted to do something about your desire, right?
まあそうだが
Well, yes.
なら俺にやれ。俺ならあんたの望みを叶えてやれる。
Then do it to me. I can make your wish come true. Yeah, let's do that. His Adam's his Adam's apple quivered. Ugh. Is that how quivered is? No, is it quavered? I think they tried to say quiver, right? Either way, ew, as he swallowed. I stared quietly back at him, a faint smile playing at my lips. I mean, Roost would be the perfect place because they do body modifications there. There's probably people there that would be up for wings, you know?
俺が
Ooh.
あんたの天使になってやるよ。
Ew! Ew! I'll be your little angel. Okay, you know what? You know what? This has been plenty. This was truly and honestly just plenty. I know this episode will be short. However, I think we've all had quite enough today, haven't we? Fucking goddamn it. I'm glad that this is, you know, what I was thinking from the very beginning. Even though I doubted myself with all the allegations and all the, like, stuff people thought and all that, you know? But I'm glad it was, quote-unquote, just this, you know, and nothing happened. Everything will be fine now, alright? Euphoria is here to save the day. Like the vigilante that he is. I mean, look at him, right? Yeah. With that, you know, I'm gonna end this episode here and send you off into the next week with this. And next week we will see how Toa will look amazing with the wings. I'll be so excited for that. Thank you for being here with me. I wouldn't have done this by myself. You know, I honestly, this episode was really hard for me. Like, my cat was freaking out the entire time because I was so fucking stressed. This episode was too much, honestly, which makes me really shudder at what happens next. But then again, no matter what happens next, as long as it doesn't involve children, you know? Anyway, thanks for being here. I hope you're okay. I hope you're not as distressed as I am. And I wish you a really nice week, you know? Take care of yourselves, get yourself something lovely to drink, calm down, and enjoy your week, alright? And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.